So first, I want to answer a question that ended the last episode. What door did Gray step through? And the answer is a door that seemed to be ripped open in the fabric of space.
I mean, what is their reaction to that? I don't know that anybody else in this room knows who this being is.
But the Commodore does.
Yes. Everyone is fairly taken aback. They're just coming off of like the Commodore having some kind of big explosion and threatening them. So everyone is coiled like a spring.
Okay. Gray, listen, you challenged us to a war.
Yes.
Part of war is organizing your forces. You're trying to do that. We're trying to do that. Right now, you are interfering in our war effort. And you can do that in the same way that you could squash us like a bug right now. But you want a great war. And if you step in on our war efforts, then you're sullying that. It will not be a true war. It will be
You did give us 6 months,
orchestrated.
right?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. I will leave you your troops, but I'm just going to slow you down a bit. So now I'm going to take the Commodore and go. You all take some time because you will have plenty of it. And he begins stepping backwards till he is standing next to the Commodore.
I am going to attack the Commodore with Ice Knife.
Roll against the Commodore's AC.
17 plus 7.
Well, I mean, that hits.
That is a 6, and you have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, he is currently frozen, so that's going to be a disadvantage for sure.
On the hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage, so that's a 6. The shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
Okay, yeah, the Commodore fails, but Gray rolled an 18, so I'm going to say that he succeeds.
Okay, so the damage is 7 from that. I need to roll 2 more d6.
Whoa. Jesus Christ. Are we trying to kill the Commodore?
What the fuck do we have to lose? Honestly, we all know where we stand here. It's a cool oh my god, 11. That's fantastic. Okay, so that's 18 points of damage.
Fairly significant. I'm going to say it pierces.
And that is for the cold damage. That's just for the cold damage. He also took 6 piercing
24,
damage.
24 damage total. And I'm going to
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, I'm going to say that is a frostbite kind of feel, and it's going to do some lasting damage. Firbolg, I'm going to need you to make a fairly high dex save for me.
Okay. Wish you wouldn't tell me how high it needs to be. I feel like it throws off my dice trajectory.
I like to prepare you.
16 plus 2, 18.
4 onyx daggers fly across the room and hit you in the shoulder, and you're going to take 6 points of damage. And you feel a tingle and then a numbness, and you are poisoned. Your left arm is going to be useless to you.
You have all seen this. Let there be no doubt about what we face. This is war.
And he tears another rip in the fabric of space and time.
Do we see through this rip?
Roll a perception check for me.
Actually, I've...
14 plus 2, 16.
13 plus 3, 16. Weird.
Yeah, so both of you are able to see beyond this a window into what you would describe as a nightmare. The angles are all wrong, hurts your head to look at. It is difficult to perceive. And the tear in space closes behind Gray, but that's not all that closes. Now the shimmering veil is gone, and all that's left is a blank rock wall.
So are we trapped?
Yes.
Argo does a medicine check on the Firbolg. 17 minus 1, 16.
You are able to stop the bleeding and remove the onyx dagger, but the poison is still an ongoing concern.
Can anyone get the door back open from this side?
Jackal steps over and is looking at the wall with you and says, unfortunately, the doorway was built by a member that is not here with us currently and has not attended a meeting in many, many years. Higgleness connected that, and no one here has the knowledge of how to reconnect the passage.
Marie, can you do something to help the poisoned party members?
I will attempt to slow it, but without my supplies, I can't just cure poison. Let me see what I can do. So she is able to slow the poison, and she is able to get you, Firbolg, back on your feet.
Is the the space cat, the see-through cat?
The dimensionally traveling kitty cat is still there.
Hey, sweet. I'm good to animals. I want you to meet my spectral crab. His name is Snippers. Snippers, if you could just tell the cat to use his dimension leaping magic to get us all out of this room. I'm saying this out loud, and it sounds pretty silly.
You know, it's difficult to tell on a crab's face, but the impression you get is, I'll try. All right, man.
He pulls out a cigarette, takes his coat off.
All right, let's see. There's a lot of language barriers here, my man. Through communication between your psychic link with Snippers and the Firbolg still having Speak with Animals on, the cat gets the general impression, so the cat disappears.
Mission accomplished.
And then the cat reappears. And around his neck, there's a little mirror hung, like a little mirror on a chain. Fitzroy, it's Higglemas.
Okay, hey, what's up? Hey.
Well, I guess I could ask you, you're trapped in the cave, right?
Yeah, any way you could come and just pop the door for us and let us out. We have some very poisoned party members in here.
Well, good news, bad news. I can't open it. Good news, I can tell you how to open it. Bad news, you'll have to move through a hell dimension. Good news, not that far.
It's a lot of news, Higglemas. Hell dimension. Is that something me and my comrades are going to be able to survive?
It depends on how fast and quiet you can move. And he passes on to you the very magical, complicated language that you need to say to open up the portal and the hand movements. Now you know how to open it on your end. What kind of preparation are you going to do?
Who's running through this thing? Like Master Firbolg? Do you even feel up to this?
I will be fine.
Then we three are the only ones that really need to go, right?
Jackal, I mean, you're pretty sneaky.
I can travel with you boys if you want to. You don't need to do this on your own.
Okay. I'm very scared. Let's go.
And you speak the incantation and perform the correct hand gestures, and the portal opens before you, and you are looking directly into a nightmare. You set foot into a hell dimension, and the air is painful. It's like a chemical burn where all you feel is uncomfortable.
We have made the mistake and ended up at the DMV.
Classic.
I want all three of you to make a wisdom saving.
Ooh, 19. 19 flat.
10 minus 1, that's a 9.
The kid has a natural 20.
Ooh. Fitzroy and the Firbolg, this discomfort, it begins to creep in, but you are able to push past and remember the purpose of this visit. But Argo, you are overwhelmed by this discomfort, and all you want to do is curl into a ball on the ground.
Oh, hey. Oh, crap.
You must keep moving.
I'm good right here. You all go ahead.
No, just hold on to my belt loop.
This is fudge cake.
Yeah, I mean, us splitting up is not a good idea, I imagine, in the hell dimension.
Where does this empty out at?
Basically, about 100 yards ahead, it's the rock formation that Hig has described to you that looks kind of like forming almost a complete circle, that this is where you want to form that second opening.
Okay. Are we invisible? Did I do my invisibility thing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, seriously, Master Firbolg, you're quite big. Can you make sure that Argo doesn't fall behind?
I probably can't pick him up. Can I pick him up?
Do a strength check for me.
It's not necessarily my strong suit, but I'm a big boy.
You are a big boy.
14 plus 2, 16.
Yeah, you're able to pick him up. You're moving a little slower, but you are now carrying your friend.
Thank you, Firbolg. Thank you. I might have pooped my pants a little. I'm sorry.
That is like the third time.
So you now have 2 paths ahead of you. One is going to travel over higher ground, and it will leave you more exposed, but it looks to be a little more even of a pathway. Then there is another one that gives a little more cover with smaller rock formations, but it is going to be a little bit more difficult to traverse.
I mean, we're invisible.
Yeah, the easier path probably.
The easier path would be great because of how invisible we are. Oh, wait, no. Oh, my God, no. Griffin just realized something that I don't know if Sir Fitzroy Thunderman Maplecourt with his -1 intelligence modifier would remember. No, he would remember this. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. I turn the invisibility spell off. Pit fiends can see through illusions.
Okay. Woo!
So, yeah, I literally wasted all the magic I had I have one very, very small spell left in me. I've really screwed us, so we are now officially sneaking again.
So, which pathway are you going to do?
Maybe the safer path.
Maybe
the hard, safe path.
The hard path that's not going to just put a spotlight on us.
Okay, so everyone go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
13 plus 2, 15.
14 plus 10, 24.
Okay.
So you had a bad day. You got a crit fail.
Oh, boy.
And you fucked it all up.
Okay.
Your family is dead. They're killed by devils.
Okay.
Thought you had a magic cloak, but it was a lie.
Well, all right.
Come under my cloak, he said. Have some laughs.
Okay.
Time to sneak. I'm going to begin sneaking in 3, 2, 1.
You are in the middle of this uneven pathway. Fitzroy, you step on some uneven stones and they give out beneath you and you land heavily and it's hard for you not to make a loud oof sound. Okay. But you hear in the distance, not too far off, the howl of hellhound.
Run.
So I now need you all to make athletics checks and Firbolg, you have got disadvantage.
I'm quite good at athletics. I rolled a 15 plus 6, 21.
That's a 10 plus 5. My second roll is a 12 plus 5, 17.
Okay.
So 15.
Argo, you don't have to roll because he's carrying you. Okay, so Fitzroy, you are fleet-footedly moving across the stone. Firbolg, you are moving at a steady pace. You're not tripping over anything, but you are not moving nearly as quickly. Fitzroy, you reach the rock formation, and the Firbolg is still about 20 yards behind you. And from this higher vantage point, you are able to see about another 30 yards behind him are the hellhounds. And I also want you to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
That is a 17 plus 3, 20.
Off in the distance, to your right, you see a shining onyx palace, and you would hazard a guess that this is Gray's home. In front of the main entrance, you see a portal. Through it, you can see Nua. You are able to determine that it looks like the Godscar Chasm. Okay. And before you're able to dwell on this too much longer, the Firbolg reaches you, and hot on his heels, about maybe 10 yards behind, are the hellhounds.
I open the fucking portal.
Fitzroy, you scramble up the rock formation, you pass through the portal, and behind you is Jackal moving deftly across the rocks and into the portal. You turn to see the Firbolg struggling to mount the rocks with Argo over his shoulders. He's close, very close. You reach out a hand to help him, and the three of you stumble and land on the ground as a hand reaches down to help you from the floor.
Whose hand?
Above you stands Hieronymus Wiggenstaff, a little unsteady, but ready for battle.
You really threw us a bone there, and that's the first of what it's going to be. A lot of dog-based jokes.
Oh, I get it, because I was a dog. And says, I know what traveling through the Hell Dimension can be like.
Not great.
Unpleasant.
I pooped my pants a little.
And once everyone is stabilized and taken care of, everyone is now sitting as much in a circle as you can be while reclining in recovery beds.
First things first, Master Firbolg, how are you feeling? How's your arm?
Little tingly.
You feel up to a swim yet? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You have to wait 1 hour after being poisoned before you
After
can
being
swim.
poisoned and traversing the hell dimension, they do say that.
And Mosh turns and looks at you, Fitzroy, and says, "What can we do to help?"
I mean, we were figuring we enlist 10 friends, and then you enlist 10 friends, and then
It's a war pyramid.
a sort of war pyramid, yes. I've never planned a war effort before. Does anyone know how to do that?
Do a war.
Do a war. Good.
And Mosh and Jackal look at each other and go, I mean, we could ask. It's not a member of the Unbroken Chain, but if it's planning a war you're doing, you're going to want to talk to Oz.
The great and powerful?
No.
That was unavoidable, Travis.
the Warforged, Ozymandias. Ozymandias is a professor here, is a teacher here. It is a Warforged that teaches strategy.
I mean, we could ask it for its help. Do you think it would lend us help?
It can be difficult. It isn't always easy to talk to. If you can get it on your side, it will be a huge help. It has been 2 weeks since the tribunal, and you have been training.
So I have this ability now that I don't know how to sort of like reconcile it with the sort of chaotic nature of my powers, but I have an ability called Bend Luck.
Ooh.
And it's whenever anybody, ally or enemy alike, makes a roll, I can spend sorcery points to adjust that roll either positive or negative by 1d4. And I use this as a reaction. So like if you guys like
That's
miss
sick,
a very
dude.
important saving throw, I can bend luck to change the result.
I took Savage Attacker. Once per turn when you roll damage for a melee weapon attack, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice and use either total.
Whoa.
What about you, Argonaut?
Argo has been taking acting classes.
Okay, sure.
I don't know which teacher.
In every campaign, Dad has to also be involved in musical theater. He must be an actor.
But what this has done is this has increased his charisma
Ooh.
to the point where he now has an action called Panache, where he can make a charisma check against an enemy's wisdom check. If he overcomes that, if like the enemy is hostile and he wins the check, then the enemy is at disadvantage on attacks against everybody. So let's make fun of acting class now.
No, we still will.
We didn't make fun of acting class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We made fun of you. So you sit down at your table to eat. Rainier joins you very excited. And she says, "Great news, Fitzroy. My father has agreed to meet with you.
Oh, cool.
He said he would come here.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, he gave me the directions for a summoning circle, so he'll come for a visit. Do you want to meet me out by the big tree tonight and we'll summon my dad?"
Weird sentence, but yes, I think that would be very prudent.
Excellent. And she floats off. Fitzroy, you go to meet Rainier so that you can discuss the war plans with her father and see if you can get him on board. Under a half full moon, you find Rainier by the big tree, and she already has everything set up. All you need to do is light the candle and speak the word. Devocho.
Devocho. Sorry, I forgot it.
Devocho.
Okay. And I have to stand in the circle and say it?
You have to light the candle. Yeah.
Okay. My bones aren't going to come out or anything, right?
No?
Do you blame me for asking you?
No, I've never done this spell before.
Perfect! Devocho.
There's a cloud of acrid green smoke, and Rainier waves it away, coughing, and then realizes that she is all alone, and Fitzroy is nowhere to be seen, and says, "Oh shit. Fitzroy, you are plunged into darkness. The air is stagnant and rotten, and there is not a speck of light.
Gotta stop doing spells. Hello?
Do you have any way to create light?"
Yes, I have a torch.
You light your torch, and you see that you are in a crypt-like room, surrounded by piles of bone. And before your eyes, the bones begin to move. And somewhere in the darkness, you can hear dry, rasping laughter. You are awoken from your slumber by a pounding on the door. It's getting progressively louder. You see Rainier come flying through and says, "Oh, hey, my dad has kidnapped Fitzroy, but it's probably fine."
Whoa.
Where is he now?
So we did the spell that I thought was going to summon my dad, but instead Fitzroy disappeared. If I were to bet, he's at the Crypt, which is my dad's house.
You transported him?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's go save him.
How far is it from here?
Oh, about a day's ride by horse, unless you guys have something faster.
Oh, the flying horses.
Pegasi?
Pegasus.
The Pegasus.
It's a flock.
Yeah.
If you guys have Pegasi, that's like half a day. Get dressed, and let's head down to the big tree.
Okay, we do that.
Fitzroy, you have come to your senses here in this crypt-like chamber, which our listeners at home now know is called the Crypt.
Yeah, so it's about as crypt-like as it gets, huh?
Oh, yeah. And the pile of bones that you saw moving have now formed themselves into two skeletons in front of you. But they're just standing before you.
Mm.
And these two skeletons are going to be played by Clint McElroy and Justin McElroy. If you guys want to take over the description of their physicality.
His actual name is Gherkin.
Okay. What is Gherkin kind of doing while standing here in front of Fitzroy?
He has an idling animation that's just kind of like a shamble in place.
Kind of like he's like awkwardly shambling in place or just confidently shambling in place?
He's fine with it. He's moving or he's not moving. He doesn't really have much of a preference.
Okay, now what about skeleton number 2?
He is the shorter of the two.
Oh,
His name is Tibia.
nice. Okay.
I mean, I wave at them, I guess.
He'll wave back.
All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm feeling this. I guess I'm where Rainier's dad lives? Can I get like a bony thumbs up if I'm close?
That is a bony thumbs up.
I would love to get back to school, so can I go ahead and go?
Tibia moves in for a big hug.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's, well, I'm going to head that way. Y'all want to come with?
Fitzroy, you and your two skeletal pals enter a long room. At the other end of the room, you see a door. However, between where you are standing and the door is a deep pit that you can't see the bottom of. Hanging from the ceiling are 3 chains set into tracks that span the length of the pit. One is shiny and new and has a harness hanging at the end of it. The second is a little worn looking and has stirrups at the bottom that one could easily stand in while holding on. The third chain has only a small loop at the bottom that you could maybe squeeze 1 foot into.
How wide is this pit? Like, how long a jump would this be?
30 to 40 feet.
Tibia looks at all 3 and just kind of shakes his head.
Gherkin points at the left one.
The new one?
Yeah.
You like that one?
Thumbs up.
Okay. You are so confident about this. Do you want to take a fateful journey across the pit?
Nods.
Okay, I'll strap you in.
So now Gherkin is hanging in this harness, looking pretty comfortable.
Now send it on back if you make it to the other side, and if you don't make it to the other side, it's like you're already a skeleton.
I nod knowingly.
And I push with all of my might.
It's a well-oiled track. It goes flying across.
He throws both arms in the air like, wee.
Gherkin makes it to the end safely.
Send it on back.
He goes to push it, and it doesn't move.
Come on. Stronger than that. Send it on back, like we agreed.
I push again.
Does not move.
Did me like a dirty dog. Other skeleton friend, how's your sort of, not muscle tone, but endurance? Do you think you could just sort of hang off an old chain?
He holds one bony hand up and does that side to side. Maybe, maybe not.
Hop in those stirrups. Let's go. Let's do this thing before I change my mind. And I push him to the other side.
He is able to hold on to the stirrups. Make a strength check with advantage.
16, 19.
Oh, yeah. Your bony feet stay in those stirrups. You are able to make it across safely, and ka-chunk, it locks into place on the other side.
I walk up to the last chain, and I grab onto it, and I say, oh, golly. 2 skeleton friends, it's important that if I die here, if I fall into the pit, tell my friends that I will miss them. Well, they'll miss me, more accurately. Boy, I'm so scared. Oh, this is so... Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm a wizard, and I cast Thunderstep, and there is a crash of thunder right where I am that can be heard up to 300 feet away, and I disappear and reappear right next to the skeletons on the other side.
And now you've made it. You're safely on the other side.
I had y'all going, but I have magic, so nothing ever goes wrong for me. One thing went wrong for me once. Let's move on. Hey everybody, this is Griffin McElroy. I'm your dungeon master. I'm your best friend. I am the captain now. Give me the captain's hat that you're wearing and put it on my head. Ah, shoot, it doesn't fit. Oh well. There's a bunch of stuff going on right now that I want to tell you about, that I'm stoked about. And the first thing is, we're doing a TAZ live and virtual show November 5th, and tickets are on sale right now at bit.ly/TAZ virtual. We're doing frickin' Hootenanny again, our outer space country music jamboree. Tickets are just $10. The show is at 9 p.m. on November 5th. That's Eastern time. And you can still watch it video on demand for 2 weeks after the show. So if you can't make that time, you can still get aboard. These shows are a lot of fun, and this one will be too, I bet. Hey, we've got more merch over at McElroymerch.com. The pin of the month is, if you'll remember from TAZ Just Us, another live show, the character Del Craven, also known as Hellraven, which was my character during that live show. It's a pin of me looking at you very intensely while wearing a sort of feathered collar. And sales of that benefit the National Latina Institute for Reproductive Justice, which builds Latinx power to fight for the fundamental human right to reproductive health, dignity, and justice. Go check that out at McElroymerch.com. We also have things like TAZ notebooks and Candle Knight's wrapping paper waiting for you there. Anyway, I'm going to let you get back to whatever episode you're listening to now, and please have fun. Please have fun. That's what I want to say, I guess, here at the end. Please have fun.
We're back with Rainier and the Firbolg and Argo down at the big tree.
I need to summon Breeze Through the Willow.
Okay, you hold out the feather that Breeze Through the Willow gave you, and you speak her name. And there is a gust of wind, but 2 moments later, you hear the pounding of wings on the air, and she lands before you, along with storm at sea and snow on the mountain.
Hello, how do you fare?
I'm quite well, Firbolg. How are you?
I have been better. We must ask a favor.
Anything.
We are going to Crypt. Will you permit us transportation?
And she bows her head. Rainier says, What did she say?
She says yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I get to ride on a Pegasus.
Yeah, it's not quite as much fun as you might imagine.
Chafier than you would imagine.
Will you help me up?
Of course.
I give her a boost up there.
Firbolg, you are about to mount up. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Dang, okay.
Yep.
16. Plus 1, by the way, 17.
The Firbolg, you are able to remain on your feet, but just barely. And you hear the voice of the Guardian from the unknown forest say, Master Firbolg, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry for the intrusion, but I have a message for you from you.
What did I say to me?
Your clan is in great danger, and they need you urgently. And Rainier says, Are you okay?
I am needed at what was once my home.
Argo, do you need to go with him, or...
I don't know. What do you think, Firbolg? One little company for your road trip? I mean, I don't know what good I'm going to do in a demon... What?
No.
Oh.
This is not the way of the clan.
Okay. Hey, I guess I'm still on board, Rainier. I'll go with you.
Firbolg, we'll see you soon, I guess? Firbolg, you mount up on Snow on the Mountain, while Argo hops on top of Storm at Sea. Argo and Rainier take off in one direction, and the Firbolg leaves in the other. You find yourself in a room with a white marble pedestal in the middle. On the pedestal are many keys. Each key has a different end on it. All the teeth are the same, but at the end of each is a different three-dimensional figure. They are a book, a dove, an anchor, a knight's helmet, an oak leaf, a wheel, and a candle. And written across the door in gold letters is the word choose and justify in tiny letters.
Okay. Bone friends, got any instincts?
I point at the book.
The book one, huh? You like the book one?
No.
And I point at the knight's helmet.
Uh-oh.
And I point at him and give a thumbs up.
Wait, you like his better?
And I point back at him and give a thumbs up.
I point at the book and the helmet.
There's-
And then give kind of a cocky nod. Yeah.
Okay, but
Both.
it seems like there's only one keyhole. So you want me to try and jam both those in there at the same time?
I lock my fingers together like combine them.
I try to press the book and the knight one together into one incredible key.
Yeah, nothing happens.
These two are obviously not the right answer.
Give me that list again.
Book, dove, anchor, knight, oak leaf, wheel, candle.
Yes.
I point at the candle.
Oh. Is there any way you can sort of pantomime why you are Team Candle now?
I pantomime like burning my hand like, ooh, hot.
Candle, I'm interested in. I pick up the candle one and I take it over to the lock and I say, right, so the knight seemed a little obvious, so did the book, because it's like, he's a student, he's a knight, what isn't he, what can't he do? Dove, I could be like, oh, peace is great, and I'm peaceful, but that is also still not my thing. Wheel, I thought about for a second, but it also seems like sort of symbolically not as fitting as candle, which is, it's got fire in there, and it's like, fire is chaotic, and it is a necessary thing to shed light, but also it can burn your fingers. That's it. And I put the key in.
And you turn, and it opens.
Gherkin, 2 for 2.
Slow nod.
You find a stone room. There are devices and tools everywhere. You see movement, and you realize that there is someone standing with their back to you. They are wearing a rich black cloak with the hood up.
Hello? Mr. Rainier's dad?
Hello, Sir Fitzroy. I've been waiting for you.
He turns, and you see a skeletal face, and he is holding a tray. And he smiles, and he says,
May I interest you?
and he raises the tray.
In a scone?
Firbolg, you arrive at your clan, and everything is fine. It looks exactly like you left it. Everything still stands. But your landing draws attention. He comes towards you. The Firbolg you would have called friend, but now have not spoken to in a long time. And he says,
What are you doing here, thief? I was told there was calamity.
your sire is dying.
This is most unfortunate.
You may stay for the passing, and then you go. The skull-faced man registers the look on your face and says, sorry, 1 second. And he sets down the scones and he says, I forgot I was wearing, my work clothes. And he pulls back his hood, and the skeletal face changes into a shaved head man with dark skin, but areas of lighter pigment, kind of in a pattern throughout his face. And he says, "It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Gordy."
Okay, Gordy, hello.
Rainier said that you were looking for an army, and as much as I appreciate her glowing recommendation of you, I wanted to get to know you first. And part of that was the rooms and how you interacted with my two friends here. But also this, I want to just be able to have a sit down with you. So
Listen, you seem very nice and your daughter is rad, but I need to sort of do a job interview with you if I'm going to really let you in on the truth of the matter. Okay? So what's your deal then?
I found a purpose here. I found countless unquiet dead that everyone feared, and so no one would help them. And so I helped them. And this whole, the Undying Lord, the Lich King thing, a lot of it's smokescreen so that people leave us alone.
All right, Gordy, you got the job. There is a demon prince named Gray. He is going to war. I'm sort of mixed up in it, and so is all my friends, and Rainier is starting to get involved, and here in a few months we're supposed to go to war, and it's going to be cataclysmic and very, very bad. So you are an extremely powerful necromancer, and so I'm sure there is something you can do to help me out, right?
I'm sure that there is, but how did you get roped into this?
Oh boy, long story. Me and my two friends sort of figured out that the Demon Prince Gray was like in disguise at Wiggenstaff's. He's been pretending to be Hieronymus, and we sort of unmasked him. And oh, by the way, we have the same source of chaotic power. There's a lot going on there.
I mean, seems really unfair to you.
It is what it is, and if I didn't feel up to the task, then maybe I would be sulking. But I think we can do this. It's just, Gordy, we need help, and every time I ask for it, there is a series of hoops. And
well, that is a thing that I have seen. This world loves its little intricacies and bureaucracies. It's all bullshit. I feel so bad for you kids that there's people who won't just let you go out on your own and have adventures, that you have to be taught this is what you're supposed to do and this is what you're supposed to do. And
yeah, I'm sort of figuring that out the longer I spend in the higher education track. But Gordy, that's neither here nor there. Will you please help me kill the Demon Prince Gray?
Absolutely. I'm here to help. Would you like Tibia and Gherkin to accompany you home?
Yeah, I would love them to come with me, just as a sort of liaison.
Great. You can have a bite, and then I'll send you home.
Okay, yes, I'm fine. Let's eat.
Firbolg, you make the way towards your father's home. Do you hesitate at the door, or do you go right inside?
No, I go right inside.
And you find him where you expected him to be, laying in his bed.
You do not look ill to me.
Is that you?
Yes. I heard you were ill, but you look as strong as I have ever seen.
Firbolg, don't lie. Well, I have missed you.
I have missed you as well. I have missed everything. I am a stranger here.
Not in my home. But enough. Where have you been? Where have you made a new clan?
I have found a school. I am learning a new trade.
Oh, I was not expecting this.
Well, I have a promising career in small business finance, but I would not expect you to approve of this.
It is not what I wanted, but I am dying, so what do I care?
This is as close to a blessing as I could hope for.
Have you found new clan?
I have. It is small. There are only 3 of us, but they are my clan.
Oh, do they follow the code?
From time to time. They have their moments, but no, they don't follow the code. I have tried to be a light, to set a good example, but I have been taught to.
What have you been taught?
I have learned that the code that we follow is what keeps us together, keeps us strong, keeps us unchanging. But there are others who do not follow this code, who are brave and strong and care. And it seems we could learn from them. I have made friends. This is like clan, but they live elsewhere.
This makes me very happy to know that you are not alone.
Oh, no. I am alone. I have been alone since I left here. We are alone together.
I want you to know, of all the Firbolg that I have known, you are the one who I know will do good. Take it from me. I have been alone without you for some time too. You are good, Firbolg.
Sleep well, huh?
Yes.
In the morning, we will speak more on this.
And your father closes his eyes for the last time.
Burden of things walking out. Burden of things walking out. On earth, my Nina. On earth, my Nina. God forbid her vagrant feet. National healing of me say, sparrow wants some more bitter. Here's a quarter, that's the one I want. Maybe I'll buy the whirlwind that always keeps me earning. Her sinners down their morning. Burden of things walking out on earth, my Nina. On earth, my Nina.
Fitzroy, you and Gordy are just about to sit down to dinner when Argo and Rainier come rushing into the room. And Gordy says, Rainier, guest, I wasn't expecting you. And Rainier says, why did you kidnap Fitzroy? Fitzroy, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. But
was it a job interview thing?
Yeah, but we're fine now. It's okay.
Are those scones?
They are, please.
Thanks. Starving, riding a Pegasi. It takes it right out of you.
Fitzroy, the Firbolg, something is happening. He said they were in danger and he had to go.
Why didn't you go with him?
I tried to go with him. I mean, he made it sound like I wouldn't even be able to go into the gathering or whatever.
Okay. I open up the notebook of far writing or whatever it's called and write, is everything okay?
Oh, that's not going to work. No magic except mine can get in or out of here. I mean, I can send you back to the school if you want. There's still the summoning circle from when I brought you here, so I can just connect directly to there.
So we'll reach out, I guess?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Stand on the circle there.
Okay.
Devocho. And the green fire wraps around you. The same green fire that was there last time. And unlike last time, the transportation is not instantaneous. And at one point, you, Fitzroy, a kind of biggish area of the ball of fire surrounding you opens up, and you see that momentarily your transport has been redirected to the Godscar Chasm. And the silhouette that you have seen, you are now about 10 feet away from this person, and they are looking directly at you. And they are 9 feet tall, with opalescent skin, all white eyes, and they look at you and smile and wink, and then that portal closes, the spell completes, and you are back at the school.
What a day. There's part of me that sees that and is like, oh, wow. And then there's part of me that's like, okay, fine, let me get there.
And you hear behind you, ahem.
Yes.
And you turn to see Gray sitting on the steps of the school. And he says, I told you, if you left without my permission, I would kill 10 students a day. And yet you didn't listen. You must think me a demon of empty threats. Well, I am a demon of my word. And he gestures to the big tree where you see 10 unconscious students tied around him. And he yells, sick 'em. And you see a dozen hellhounds tear towards them. The hellhound started about 50 yards away, and you are about 20 yards away. What do you do?
I mean, I'll start sprinting towards the tree.
All three of you begin moving towards the tree. Rainier follows.
While I'm running, pull out the notebook of far speech and just write, back to school now.
The three of you reach with 30 seconds to go before the hellhounds reach the student. These students are completely defenseless.
They're unconscious, right?
Correct.
Are they attached to the tree and shackled to the tree or anything?
They are.
With just a rope?
Yeah.
Cut the rope. Okay.
Yeah, I cut them with the daggers.
Okay, make a strength check for me.
That's a 12 plus 1, so 13.
You're able to make it through, but it's taking you some time. So this is going to be your entire turn before the hellhounds get here. What do you do, Fitz?
I want to pull attention away from the tree. I drop to a knee and put my hands on the ground and try and cast a spell I've never done before called Erupting Earth. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. I'm going to just try and put it between us and the dogs. But basically, it also makes the area difficult terrain. Have them make a dexterity saving throw.
They fail.
Okay. They are going to take 3d12 bludgeoning damage. That is 21 points
Very good.
of bludgeoning damage. And now the ground is difficult terrain, which means it takes twice movement to go through.
Rainier kind of makes sure that your flank is protected on the left. She casts, and a spray of acid shoots from her left hand, covering the ground. So let's roll for initiative.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Nat 20.
Woo! All right. I'll go first.
Okay, I'm going to create water. I can make it rain.
Yes, you can. I'm proud of you, Dad.
And I'm making it rain in a column around the tree they're tied to in an effort to wake them up.
Ah, I see. And so that works. They sputter, but they are now, waking up. Fitzroy, you are up.
I'm going to put a hand on Argo's shoulder and say, "Are you ready for this?" And cast haste.
Ooh.
Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled. It gains +2 bonus to AC. It has advantage on dexterity saving throws, and it gains an additional action on each of your turns. And it lasts up to a minute.
That'll be a while. Now, Griffin, go ahead and roll against your chaos magic table for me.
Okay. 66. Up to 3 creatures you choose within 30 feet of you take 4d10 lightning damage.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to choose the dog's 10. Oh, my goodness. 2, 8, 9. 29 points of lightning damage.
So the 3 you hit, they are charred.
Okay.
They are deceased.
That wasn't even an action, Gray.
You're now down to, I'm going to say, 8.5 hellhounds.
Okay.
The hellhounds
my
are
favorite
now...
CBS sitcom.
So now we've got 9 hellhounds coming in, but because of the uneven ground, only 4 of them are able to get through on this round. One of them is going to attack you, Fitzroy. That is 14 plus...
That hits it.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to take 7 piercing damage and 7 fire damage. Up next is Rainier. And Rainier is going to animate one of those dead hellhounds, and it rises back to its feet and comes charging in at another one, and they go off rolling together. So now you have 8 hellhounds to deal with.
This is the only scenario in which that is palatable and acceptable.
And so we're back at the top with Argo.
I'm going to attack the smaller hellhound left. And I'm going to attack with Florence. So that's a 13 plus 6 with Florence. That's 19.
That hits.
And Florence does... It's an 8 and 7. That's 15.
That does some damage. It's still not down. So
Sneak attack! Sneak attack!
You bury Florence in, but what's that in your left hand? It's your bracelet dagger turned dagger. And you bury that in its chest. Slapsidian is buried into its neck while not looking.
So I have to do an extra d6 damage, right?
Correct.
That's a 4.
Nice. Okay, up next is Fitzroy.
Did you take your second bonus action that I gave you?
Oh, right.
Or did you already forget?
Oh, can I stab somebody else?
Yes, you can.
Oh, all right, then I'm going to use my regular old rapier on the same hellhound.
On the same hell, go for it.
So that's an 11 plus 8. That's 19.
That hits for sure.
That is a 7.
Plus
so
4.
That's 11.
Okay, very good. Now, Fitzroy, you're up.
How many are left?
There are 8 left, and the one that Argo triple stabbed is looking rough.
And isn't another one? Yeah, another one's fighting with the reanimated dog, right?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think he's counting them. I stomp on the ground and conjure a tidal wave, and everyone in that area is going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Of the 8 in that area, 3 of them saved, and the other 5 did not.
Okay.
Now, I think Argo should probably go ahead and save too, right?
But you have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Well, that's not real great. That's an 8.
Okay.
But you have advantage.
Plus 8. That would have been 16.
16
and that's
ties.
That's a 13.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Plus 8.
There you go. So
Figured
tell me
that
what
part.
happens.
I conjure a big-ass wall of water. All of the creatures who did not save take 19 points of bludgeoning damage, and they are knocked prone. The ones who saved only take 8. Oh, shit, that includes Argo. Sorry. You take
8 damage for Argo.
Ooh, that's a high number. That's an 85.
Is that good or bad? Is it higher? Is better?
I don't know. 85. You cast Mirror Image. 3 illusory duplicates of yourself appear in your space. The duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting position so it's impossible to track which image is real. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack targets one of your duplicates.
Cool. Well, up next is the Hellhounds. The first one is going to take a bite at illusory Fitzroy.
Come at us, bro. Let's see what you've got, bro. So you're trying to attack me? Okay, if you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. Okay. Yeah, I roll. So I rolled a 10, so I'm going to divert him to a duplicate, and then if you hit a duplicate, it is destroyed.
So the Hellhound takes a bite out of the illusory Fitzroy, and it just poofed into air. The Hellhound is...
Fitzroy 3! No!
2 Hellhounds close on Argo, and they are both about to lunge at him when a shadow briefly crosses the moon. Your attention is drawn upwards, but all you see is a silhouette. A silhouette that grows larger and larger as a giant eagle swoops down and slams into one of the Hellhounds targeting Argo. And the Firbolg has entered the fight.
Hi, Justin.
Everybody catch me up. What are we fighting? Zombies? Skeletons? I am ready for anything.
Dogs.
But they're bad.
And we're going to say it's your turn, Firbolg, interrupting the Hellhound's turn.
So who do we have on the battlefield laid out for me?
There are students climbing into the tree to safety. Most of them have now reached at least the first level, and you have Rainier, Fitzroy, and Argo fighting off these Hellhounds.
I'm going to use my incredible beak to begin on whichever Hellhound looks the weakest. 14 plus 5, 19.
That hits.
Oh, 6. Nice. 9 points.
Okay, yeah, that Hellhound goes down. So now there are 7 left.
All right, whoever's next to me gets the talents.
That's going to be the one targeting Argo.
Bad news for you, idiot. I got multi-attack. And a 17.
That hits.
And that's going to be 2d6 plus 3. 6, 2, 8, 11.
Okay, solid hit. That one is bloodied now, too. And up next is the Hellhound targeting Argo, who now is going to turn and try to attack the giant eagle that is swiping at it. And that is it's an 18 plus 5, so it's going to hit you.
Most assuredly.
So you're going to take 14 points of damage total.
Okay.
And
it's going to cost you some feathers.
It's going to cost me half my life. Giant eagles are
is
beautiful and majestic and very susceptible to Hellhound attack, it would seem.
Up next is Rainier. Rainier points her hands towards the Hellhound that the Firbolg has been swiping at with its talons. A beam of black energy shoots out from her hands and lashes towards the creature. And that hits, and you see it immediately look a lot more sickly as it takes 12 points of poison damage, and it rots away before you.
Making short work of these pups.
So you got 6 left, and up next is Argonaut Keen.
What happened to all the water in the tidal wave spell?
I mean, it's probably splashed down to the ground.
Do I still have bonus action?
Yes.
I'm going to cast Shape Water on the water underneath the Hellhounds.
Okay.
I'm going to freeze that water.
Okay. So that ground gets all slippery, and the 5 that had just stood up, they slip and go prone again.
Who's the most wounded of the Hellhounds? Am I near it?
They're all pretty equal at this point.
You know what? I'm going to do the one that hurt my bird buddy. I'm going to stab it.
Yes.
Okay.
Stab.
With Florence again. So that's a 26.
Oh, that hits for sure.
Does a 1d8 plus 7?
A 1d8. A 1d8.
That's so good.
6 plus 7 is 13.
That one goes down.
And I disengage.
And you disengage. Yeah, you do, son.
I'm going to sit back and have me a pop.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
17 minus 1, 16.
With a 16, you feel a pressure behind your eyes. Your attention is drawn to where Gray is standing, and you realize that he has been focused on you for the entirety of this battle. And he's kind of half smiling. And you take 5 points of psychic damage. And up next is Fitzroy.
Do I see this happen?
Yeah, you register that for some reason Argo has now looked at Gray and is kind of like distracted for a moment.
Okay, I'm gonna point 2 fingers toward Gray. This is something I've been wanting to do this whole fight. And I'm gonna cast Mind Spike. I reach into the mind of one creature within range. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, taking 3d8 psychic damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one.
That is a failed save.
He is going to take 12 psychic damage. And for the next hour, I'm going to know exactly where he is at all times.
The spell hits him. Tell me what it looks like.
I don't think it looks like anything. I think he reacts to it like something, like I just threw a fucking volleyball at his face.
I think he is surprised to have felt damage, period.
Yeah.
So he is both furious, but also there's some other emotion that you can't quite place before he makes a
Horny.
swipe with his hand.
Horny.
It's not horny.
Hungry?
And makes a swipe with his hand, ripping open reality and stepping through, and he's gone. But you still know he has retreated to his sanctuary in his hell dimension.
Okay, cool.
And up next are the hellhounds, but with Gray disappearing, they all turn to retreat. Now, they have some distance to go before they make it into any kind of clearing, if you guys want to take any last shots at them.
I mean, that feels in bad sport. They're still sweet puppers with their cute, adorable toe beans.
I stab the one just in front of me.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage for me, Dad.
Okay. 5 plus 4.
Yeah, so that one goes down, sliding across the frozen mud as the 4 others skitter off into the forest, wounded and whimpering.